What's up, ladies and dudes from all over the world? The UFC is for sale, and there are a lot of people and groups interested in buying it. Groups have combined to put bids on buying the UFC. Why would they want to sell the UFC? For many reasons. Many reasons. I'm not sure if you know this, but Lorenzo just bought the Palms Casino in Las Vegas. The Raiders football team owner, is thinking of bringing his football club to Las Vegas, but he doesn't have enough money or the right connections. Guess who does? Lorenzo. He is in Vegas, okay? He owns so many properties in Vegas. And hey, football team, huh? Everybody knows he's a big football fan, so hey, maybe he's going to be co-owner or own a piece of the Raiders. The other reason why they would want to sell is for the Ali Act that's being brought up. And for those that don't know about the Ali Act, I'll just say this. Any promotion and organization has to disclose everything that they make, the whole money they make. They have to disclose it. So there's transparency. The UFC has never done that. They've never disclosed fully what they make. And the other thing is the fighters will be employees. Okay, they won't be whatever they are now, a contract basis. Independent contractors, and there's so many other things on the list of why they would want to sell. I mean, they bought it for $2 million. It's, as you can see, I'm just going to post a bunch of screenshots and news article clippings and whatever. They bought it for $2 million. Now they're thinking of selling it for anywhere from 3.5 to 4.2 billion. All right. And the other reason is maybe, hey, they're burned out. They want to move on to some other things. Who knows? But the fact is they're selling it, and there are a lot of people and businesses all over the world interested in buying the UFC. One big bad thing is, guys, I tweeted the companies that are thinking of buying the UFC and probably will buy the UFC. For the people who really truly know MMA and follow MMA and like dive really deep into it, I'll just say this, people who work with Dana White don't like Dana White. The people in the UFC offices do not like him. So many people don't like him. As far as he's done, as much as he's done for the sport, right, and the UFC, he's also taken some huge steps back and stopped the sport from growing, regressing, guys. I'm not even going to get into the crazy shit that he has done and hasn't done. But everybody in the world who watches the UFC knows that for them to make any changes is something huge, even if it's for the better. I've said this in so many of my videos. The entrances, the opening music for the UFC is so stale and bland. It's like when they introduced the new one with all the flags and whatnot, that was pretty big. But they still have the shitty as fuck music. The Face the Pain. And you know why? Long time ago, when fucking almost, I think this was when Dana first shaved his head, they asked him, why do you keep using that music? And he said, oh, it's because it gets you pumped. It's like you're ready to see a fight. You're ready. It's just the intro music that's awesome, and it gets you pumped to see some fights. That was so long ago. It's like I said, it takes, I don't know what it takes for them to make significant changes. That's like I have so many countless examples. Like I said, if you guys know the sport, you know the stupid shit that he has done and hasn't done. Okay, right or wrong. It's like he's stuck in the fucking past. I mean, in my mind right now, I have so many examples. I'll just say this right now. He did not know shit about wrestling. Nothing about it. Nothing. And if you watch my videos, I talked about this already. The fast forward, like, he wasn't even taking Brock's calls, whether you know that or not. I mean, Brock he mentioned it in the Stone Cold podcast. and in other interviews, Dana White did not accept his calls, right? Like I said, he doesn't know shit about pro wrestling, but that is a huge detriment to him because he fucking has no clue. The fucking MMA started from pro wrestling, you fucking moron, Dana. He is, like I said, for what he has done, he's done a lot of good things, but he is ignorant to so many facts. It's not even funny. The people who are buying this company probably don't know this. All the dumb shit that he's done and hasn't done to make the sport even bigger. The other thing, entrances. The lame, boring, same old shit entrances. When a fighter actually wants to make his entrance entertaining and make it a spectacle, he vetoes it. Boom, no. It's like any little thing that a fighter wants to do to raise his brand, raise his profile, awareness. No, it has to go through him. And like I said, he doesn't like pro wrestling at all. Like, even if a fighter wants to wear a badge or a mask or an outfit, no. Even the music choices, he scrutinizes. He's so out of touch with so many different things. He has no clue. Pride, look at the Pride entrances. Fucking hell. Look at the fucking UFC posters. Same old shit. Guys, I did not lie. Like I said, there are countless examples of him not elevating the sport. It's common sense shit. How about you actually make artistic, awesome looking posters? I mean, that's like the basic of the basic, right? I've said this a million times. The Pride posters rule. The fucking UFC is floating heads. Anyway, I could keep going on about how fucking Dana White is a piece of garbage, and I'll just end by saying this. Vader recently fought, okay? The number one reason why Vader has not signed with the UFC, okay, is because of Dana White. He has said they quote, need to learn how to respect their fighters. He's talking about Dana White, and everybody knows this. Come on, guys. Even if you have no clue of what MMA is or nothing, I mean, Dana White has done a lot of stupid stuff, and he's burned so many bridges. But that's the thing. He's so right about that too. How many times have we heard Dana White say this? I'm not dealing with that fighter, Lorenzo is. I'm not dealing with that fighter, Lorenzo is. Or I'm not doing business with him, Lorenzo is. Fighters don't get along with him. Fighters don't like him. So they don't deal with him. They deal with Lorenzo. And that's a lot of fighters, okay? A ton. It's not just fucking Tito or Rampage. You know, it's like countless examples. When Henry Cejudo wanted to wear his Aztec warrior outfit, he vetoed it, but he campaigned and he went to Twitter. I mean, countless stories, guys. Like I said, Dana is so out of touch with so many different things that if somebody who knows what's up actually ran it, the UFC would be even bigger. Even bigger. So that's on Dana. Fucking Mike Goldberg, get him the fuck out of there. Joe Rogan, get him the fuck out of there. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but man, I'm just saying, these are the likely people to go. Joe Rogan's contract is up in August, so this is after UFC 200, which is in July. And he has said that he doesn't know if he's going to re-sign. He doesn't know. And he has said if the UFC sells, he's done. He's done. Good. What other company in the planet keeps around an employee who brags and talks about doing drugs, okay, and tells people to use drugs, and is known for using drugs and talks about it consistently and constantly? Any company would get rid of you ASAP, but he's butt buddies with Dana and Lorenzo. I mean, he's buddies with them. What other professional, legitimate company will keep around somebody like that. Guys, the UFC fired Miguel Torres because of a stupid tweet. Okay, a stupid tweet. In Joe Rogan's podcasts, he talks about rape all the time. Oh, it's because Joe's a comedian, so he's off limits or what? Guys, everybody in the planet knows there's complete bias in the upper UFC management. The Ariel Helwani, when he got fired and taken, well, whatever, when he got his credentials stripped from the UFC, he said this. And this is what I mentioned. People in the UFC that work with Dana hate him. Okay? That's like insider information that Ariel talked about a little bit on his show. When he said that they took his credentials away, that the UFC were before that was putting people and basically trying to find the mole, quote, mole in the UFC who's leaking information. So imagine you're doing your work and there's somebody standing over your shoulder or asking you questions, pestering you. Hey, are you leaking? Are you leaking? Oh, I'm going to keep an eye out for you. Dana White is a tyrannical dictator. Okay? The UFC would be better off without him. Okay? And I think Lorenzo, this was actually Lorenzo's idea, by the way, to get rid of Ariel. Lorenzo is probably just, he's over it. He just doesn't even want to run it anymore. There's so many. Dana White always says this too. He goes, there's so much shit that goes on behind the scenes that you guys have no clue about. I have to do with so many different personalities and different fighters and blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, and not everybody's going to get along. But guys, oh man, like I said, there's so many different examples. Why did he stop doing media? Remember when he used to do the scrums and all this shit? Dana White has a personality where he has no filter. He's very fucking dumb on that. And he got in trouble, guys. You guys know about the Loretta Hunt situation. He got in trouble. If that's how he is on camera, how you see him, he goes fucking nuts. Remember when GSP retired and he went and did the post-fight press conference? If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is going to go all over your head. This is like for people who know the shit about MMA. Like I said, I've been watching for so fucking many years. I got so much information on my mind. But in the press conference, he was going crazy. GSP didn't win the fight. The judges are stupid. That's how Dana is. He's extremely no filter. He's from 0 to 100 in a second. Okay? So that's why he stopped doing media. It's not that they were taking his words out of context. It's that fucking Dana had to be put on a leash. That's the fact, guys. He had to be fucking put on a leash and stop doing the media. Only select media. Okay, only select media. Now he does only big time like ESPN bullshit. And fuck ESPN too. They weren't even covering MMA when it first started. And only until they got like really, really big popular. Fuck them. And fuck Wheaties too. I'm going so off track, but it's almost like a podcast stuff. And fuck Wheaties too, guys. Wheaties had a contest where they got like some athletes from different sports, and people had to vote on which one was going to be the next Wheaties box cover athlete. And Anthony Pettis won, and I tweeted them. I said, you guys should be clamoring to sponsor a MMA fighter, not the other way around. Nobody even eats Wheaties, and I have never heard anybody say Wheaties is good. When have you ever asked anybody what your favorite cereal is and they said Wheaties? Wheaties is only known for their covers, guys, not their fucking cereal. And Wheaties tweeted me back, by the way, but F Wheaties. Wheaties. Alright, so Dana White, the fucking tyrannical dictator, get him the fuck out of there. Joe, the drug addict Hogan, who promotes drug use, okay, and every single podcast that I have heard from him, he's always talking about the most disgusting things on the planet, guys. It's like he hasn't grown up, he hasn't matured, he's still stuck in the 13-year-old boy range. Right? Man, like I said, if he wasn't fucking butt buddies with the owners, he would be out. If you imagine in your job, if you make a video, just one video, hey guys, I do all these drugs, and I promote these drugs, and he has a fucking company that sells drugs. Anyway, any other professional company would have fired him. I've tweeted this to the UFC, but whatever. Mike Goldberg. I'm only going to keep this brief because I talk about him so much in so many other videos, but you guys know this. He's useless. He's as useless as the ring girls. The ring girls are completely useless. What is their purpose? To hold up the round number. Okay, anybody can look up and see the big number on the fucking Teletron, whatever, the Windows, the video. Okay, and there's you could replace the ring car girls with graphics. They're not needed. They're trying to mix like sex with fighting. It does not mix. You don't want to be thinking about that when you're watching a fight. Anyway, that's just another thing that they should get rid of. If you know how to read, if you know how to tell time, and if you know when a fight is over, you can do Mike Goldberg's job. He only does 3 things. He reads off what's written for him. That's the first thing he does. The second thing is that I hate. He tells you how much time is left in the round. You moron. We can see that. The fucking timer's in the screen right there. The graphic is right there. We can see. 30 seconds left, Joe. 20 seconds left, Joe. 10 seconds left. Shut the F up. We know that. The last thing he does, he's an idiot. It's like everybody has to have like a catchphrase. His is, it is all over, but it's the lamest catchphrase, and he's a joke, dudes. Everybody knows this. He's a joke. He is a fucking joke. There's been times where, unlike him, Joe Rogan is actually enthusiastic and real when he's doing his commentary, right? He's like a robot. It is all over. No matter how the fight ends, it is all over. It's like unenthusiastic, just same old shit. Be more authentic. But he doesn't even know how to do that. He's just... that's how he is. That's his personality. And there's been times where a fight has not been stopped, and he yells, "It is all over!" No. Forgot what fight that was. That's what happened. He goes, "It is all over!" Oh, no, it's not. And then Joe Rogan starts laughing at him. It's like he's waiting for his turn. He's waiting for his turn. It's like, whatever. So I don't know what's going to happen with these new owners, but they do want to keep Dana White. I have heard and read talking about the sell is they want to keep Dana White on, which is a huge mistake. You can have him in running something else, but not being the head guy, not being the prez, whatever. Have somebody else who's an actual fight fan who understands the history of MMA and what would be more beneficial to the UFC. Dana White has no artistic taste at all. Guys, you guys see his office? He has art there. It's what, a handgun? A handgun picture of... He has... Whatever, dudes. That's just another thing about him. He doesn't... If he doesn't like something, he's not going to open his mind and say, "Oh, you know what? That would actually benefit the whole company." Actually having awesome entrances. He has said this. They asked him about this. I'm not the only one to bring it up. They have asked him. They said, "Why don't you..." They asked him, "Why do you keep the same entrances? Like, why do you do the same shit all the time for your pay-per-view entrances?" He goes, "Oh, I love that. I love a fighter coming out of a tunnel and he's just mean and he's ready to fight." He's been brought up by boxing, and that's how, a long time ago, it used to be from boxing. Now you just come out of a tunnel and you're just ready to fight. He fucking learned, guys. With Brock coming in, he learned. Oh, holy shit. People actually do like a little bit of pro wrestling in their MMA, quote, pro wrestling, which basically means entertainment, okay? Having some cool ass entrances, not having the same shit promos, the same shit posters. You know what promos that they actually do try is for UFC 100 and UFC 200, and for UFC 189, which Conor fought Chad Mendes. They actually went above and beyond what they usually do, right? Because those were, quote, special events, right? How about you do that with every event and fucking stop looking at the world through a narrow mind and your promotion through a very narrow mind, where it's this SOS all the time, same old shit every time. The UFC can improve in a lot of areas. I covered a few of them right there. I mean, the easiest one would be the posters. Jesus Christ, the fucking same piece of garbage, bland as fuck, a 10-year-old with little experience could do. Not even a 10-year-old, a little kid could do. Same old crappy shit. But that's how that's how Dana is, dude. He's very, very out of touch. He, as a businessman, whatever, I don't know, who cares? You could probably just have him run the business side, but have somebody else do the bigger ideas. Like, maybe we should incorporate this, and it'll help bring in more viewers. It'll help broaden our audience, because right now with the business model, this is what's happening. They're they're trying to build stars, but if people don't click with a certain fighter, it's not going to work. And they've been lucky with Ronda and Conor. Ronda brought in the females, but guess what? When she lost, where are they? Where's all the females that got group tickets and went to the UFC events? Where are they? We call them bandwagon fans, and if you've been around for them a long time, not even MMA, just sports in general, right? You see fans come and go. Oh, this fighter is from this country. Oh, I'm gonna follow him. No, it doesn't work like that. You're only gonna be watching MMA for a little bit if you're like that. But anyway, what I'm saying is they should bring in people not because of a certain fighter, but because of the spectacle of the promotion, right? The UFC doesn't know shit about that, guys. I'm just gonna end the video. And it's not the UFC, it's fucking Dana White at the top. He doesn't like that shit. Lorenzo's probably the same way, because if he wanted, he could say, "Hey, Dana, no, we're actually gonna have some fucking awesome entrances for our fighters, okay? Not this bland shit that we always do, and we're not gonna restrain them from actually doing what they want to do, like picking what song they come out to." Or if we don't approve of a song that they like, we just give them a list of songs that they have to pick from. I'm out of here. Anyway, the UFC is for sale. I hope Dana's gone. I hope Joe's gone. I hope the piece of garbage Mike Goldberg is gone. And I hope a new era of the UFC will be ushered in.